Fraud involving your bank account can be over the last few days. It's emerged that a customer claimed Standard Bank had refused to give them the account numbers of payments that were made to fraudsters from that customer's mother's account. The Financial Sector Conduct Authority has cleared Standard Bank. They say the transactions were legitimate and properly managed. Johan Brouwer is the adjudication manager for the banking sector at the National Financial Ombud Scheme. Johan, good afternoon to you and thank you for your time. How often are we seeing claims like this where someone goes to their bank and says, these payments were made from my account into another account and I think my money's actually been stolen?
Hi, good afternoon, Stephen, and thank you for having us on. The answer to that question is all the time, every day. Thousands of customers are falling victim to scams. And in our office last year, we saw complaints, formal complaints in our office, just under 9,000. And of those, about 40% related to fraud incidents. And those are only the complaints that customers have actually lodged with our office. The incidents and that don't get reported to our office are many more than that.
If I think money has gone into the wrong account, so if I look at my bank account and I can see that money's gone from my bank account to another account, and I think that that's the result of fraud, can I ask to see the account details that money was paid into?
So typically, you would most likely have some detail on your, for instance, your banking app or your internet banking profile to see where the funds have gone. But then due to privacy laws in South Africa, a bank will not be able to disclose any further information about that account to you. But you can follow legal processes, for instance, opening a case at the police and obtaining a subpoena through that process. And then the bank will have to respond to that subpoena and provide the information. But they wouldn't just be able to respond to a request from you and then provide you with that information related to that account to which the funds went. But you should lodge a complaint with your bank related to the incident and allow them an opportunity to investigate, to see how was this payment made and authorized. And then possibly if there was something that happened wrong on the bank side, they will have to refund you. Alternatively, they will explain to you why that you cannot be refunded.
I would imagine that if someone is taking money from me, that account is probably also being used to steal money from other people's accounts. So the banks would know that, right? They would want to know that someone has stolen from Stephen, and that if someone has stolen from Stephen and put it into this account, they might then be able to track someone who's been stealing from all sorts of people.
Yes, correct, Stephen. So that's why it's very important that if you do see something like this on your account, that you immediately report it to the bank so that the bank can take the necessary action. In most instances, what banks do is if they receive a report of this nature, that funds were fraudulently transferred into one of their customers' account, they will immediately place a hold on that account so that no further funds can leave that account, and then they will conduct an investigation. And then they've got several obligations that they have, including, for instance, reporting to the FIC and law enforcement so that the relevant actions can be taken against that account holder.
I know there's another scenario.
So it's important that you report. Okay. Go ahead, Stephen.
Yes, no, I hear you. It is important to report it for all sorts of reasons.
Yeah.
There's another scenario I know that happens, which is quite frightening, where someone comes and actually abducts you. They force you to go into your phone app and make payments. And I mean, you can imagine, you could access your bond from your app. What happens in that case?
So unfortunately, we have seen quite an increase in those type of incidents. Again, as soon as you are able to, you need to report that incident to your bank so that they can take action. Unfortunately, for the most part, the bank won't know until you report it that you are doing these transactions under duress. Banks do have fraud monitoring systems in place, but those are normally reactive. So something first has to happen before the system can pick up that specific transactions are suspicious, and then the bank can take action. So for the most part, the bank will then still rely on you as soon as you can to report the incident to them so that they can then take the relevant action.
I mean, Johan, I sometimes get quite scared about this and think I must just delete my banking app from my phone, but then, you know, I really can't live without it, unfortunately. What's the best way to protect yourself from this kind of thing? It seems to happen all the time.
So I think with general fraud, if we're not looking at the kidnapping instances, it's important that you remain as vigilant as possible. You take all the banks on their websites have scam centers where you can learn about fraud and the current trends that are going around. So educate yourself and then be as vigilant as possible. Make sure that you don't fall into the trap of unknowingly disclosing your confidential access credentials to your banking app or your internet banking platform, and then monitor your accounts, monitor the messages and pop-ups that you receive on your phone. And if anything is happening that is not in line with what you're currently doing, immediately report that to the bank.
Johan Bro, thanks so much. Really do appreciate the time. The adjudication manager for the banking sector at the National Financial Ombuds Scheme. Just a reminder, you know, every day, check what money is going out of your bank account. I know it's a pain, but it's really worth it. The